rough this morning. Might be a little throat bug or something. I want to turn something, I want you to see it. We're going to talk about some other things too. But first, you know the deal. You gotta watch.
Yeah, that's better. Okay, yeah. Gotta get over that. Hey, I've been playing around in the shop for the last couple of days. Doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Not a lot of turning. Had some tools to rework. I showed you Sandra I dropped. I was trying to step up today, didn't step right there and didn't make it. But I fixed that. And I got to looking at some other parts and pieces and things I have. And I got somebody coming over to move a couple of the other ones, so I can put them out and work with them. So I'm just piddling around with those kinds of things. Then something came up that happened at a wood turning meeting about a month ago. A guy was doing a demonstration, a guy named Mark Soleil, was doing a demonstration. He's using a really fun little beaked, I want to say beaked, it's a fingernail gouge with a funny grind on it. Funny grind because you got to do it by hand. And I know, don't tell me you can't do anything by hand like that, but you can. You really can. He went and did mine, and just now I just retouched it because I didn't like one little feature of it. So he did that, and Mark said, he was turning something, he says, you know what's a fun little demonstration, or a good little challenge, is turn spinning tops. Now, take a look at this. These are spinning tops by one of my friends at the Bayou Woodturners. This lady was practicing something and she spun a couple of tops. Lady Turner. Get that Lady Turner part, right? Okay. And she spun a couple of tops. They were fun. Well, I got back and I asked the president of the club, hey, where do we stand on that challenge that Mark was talking about? You know, finger spin town. Well, don't know where we can go with that. Well, let me tell you, folks, that is such an important skill builder. It's unbelievable how much skill it takes to turn a good finger top. Oh, all right, for all you guys that thinks you can do it all and it's magic of what you do at your lathe, bye, see you later. For all you guys that found out there is no magic of the lathe, it's you, stick around. I'll talk to you about it. Because it's what you can do. You can learn to use a gouge, a roughing gouge, a scraper, a skew, a parting tool. If you want your carbides, get your carbides out and let's use the carbides and do that. Okay? All these tools can be used with a simple chuck rig, or you can hold it on a faceplate and turn tops. And there's no magic to proportions and heights and all that. If it's got a knob on it, you can spin it. It's a spinning top. It's a finger top. And it's fun. But it's not as easy as you think. We're going to do a little bit of something on it. I was at a club meeting a while back, and a guy had a whole tray of them up there, and a guy doing the gallery presentation, whatever they call it, show and tell, whatever, he says, these are nice, but you know what I've changed? These are nice, but... These are nice, but... I don't think I have any room in my life for that. Really. These are nice. I don't have to say but. I don't have to qualify it. I don't have to add anything to it. I don't have to say it should have been wider, or deeper, or longer, or smaller, or had a ball on the end of it, or a pin, or a pike, or a nail, or anything. These are nice. Would have been an adequate conversation. I get it where people believe they put things up for gallery at wood turning shows, and some specialist or seasoned turner or professional turner, I love that term, professional turner, gets up and talks about the pieces. I'm sorry, but I don't think I want that. I'm going to take that back. I'm positive I don't want that. That's my work. And I'll say this as nice as I can. Where the hell did you get off at talking about my work? Hey, you been down that road? Been down that road. Years and years ago, a guy handed me a bowl. He said, what do you think about this? And I was stupid. still stupid, but I was really stupid. I looked both and said, this would be nice when you sand it out. He was done with it. He was that was as good as it was going to get with him. I stabbed him in the heart with that comment. Be nice when you sand it out. You know, I should have said unique. Really, it's heavy, it's nice, you know, whatever. I could have said a million things except it'd be nice if you sanded it out. Tears everywhere, clamp marks, all kinds of stuff. But that's as good as he could do. And what did I do? Right in the chest. Oh, not fair. So be wary if you're doing a gallery or a show and tell at someplace, or you put something up to let people take a look at it. It's not out there for people to critique. It's not to then put the 2 nickels or the 2 cents on top of it. Nope. It's there for you to show what you did. That's what it's there for, to show what you did. The best you can do is what you can do. I don't have any problem with that. I want to see more of your work. Remember, our gallery runs on the 1st of every month. We do a gallery of pieces that got mailed to me, emailed to me. I got some great stuff on message the other day, but I can't use it. It's got to be emailed. Why? Because I can't do that on that computer. Okay? It's a brain thing. Send them to captaineddiecastelin@gmail.com. capneddicastelin@gmail.com. I will use your photographs as I get them. Boy, we got a couple of guys that believe that all I got to do is look at photographs. I get 25 or 30 a month from them. I'm envious. Wish I could turn out 30 a month. Huh. Well, we're talking about finger tops. I got something chucked up here. Clean off the safety glasses. Shield is right there. What do I do? Knock my sponge pad down and get to my eyebrow. Alright, get that. These are real expensive ones from Sam's. There we go. Got my shield here. I chucked up a piece. This is, I believe, walnut. I had some chunks in a box out here, outside the door, and I've been cutting pieces and all out of it. And the other day I took 2 of them and knocked them down and round-sided them a little bit. Just stuck them between my revolving center and my my spur center over there. And why can't I think of the name of that thing? You'll let me know. And I put it between it, I spun them and knocked it down to get it round so it'd go back in my chuck really nice. Now, I won't use this whole piece for finger tops. I might get 2 out of it and have a piece left over. That piece left over, that's going to become a bottle stopper later on. We don't throw anything away. Alright, I'm going to shield up and get going. A block of wood, being held in my spigot jaws on my one-way stronghold chuck. I'll remember all this for the days out. Alright, and I just cleaned this chuck out last week. Ran that bowing stuff through it and cleaned it all up. So it works really nice, and it's easy to maintain. And since the lathe got redone, I'm just learning about it, cleaning up a little bit of this and that, and wiping it off and getting the dust off and all that. Where'd that come from? Okay, we're going to turn this thing, going to turn a finger top. Now here's the deal. On the finger top, the first thing we're going to do is the bottom part of the top. Slice this down, get a point, and then we're going to work on a handle. Because I want to have all the meat potatoes I can have being held up here in my chuck. And I don't want to put enough energy on it or stress on it to move it. And if alright, there we go. I'm tight. Should check the other side like Dad says. Alright. See, got a little bit more on it. Now I'm ready. I'm going to spin this right now in between centers. Shields up. I can take a roughing gouge. But if you don't like a roughing gouge, let's go to a fingernail gouge. gotta go with Ron told me the other day. What is the position of this? So let me get something. A long, long time ago in a land far, far away, I was trying to show somebody how to hold the tool to get the right flute cut. And I was having a problem. And a couple of guys, Ron was one of them, said, hey, what if you put an ice cream stick across the flute? See that? Right across the flute. And then when I twist the tool, you'll be able to see what position that flute is really in. Because it all looks steel and glassy and really poor in that camera. And it's hard to follow. So they sent me a whole pile of these sticks with magnets on them. And they've been hanging on my drill press forever. And I clean forgot about it. But, hey, I'm back. So now put the shield up. I'm going to go almost vertical. And then twist it open a little bit. And it slides down and does a perfect cut. Watch. Vertical. Then open it. Go back to vertical. Vertical. I want you to take a look at this where it's sitting right here. Look at that cut. Look how clean that cut is. That's what this is about. It's not about a finger top. It's about that cut. You learned how to do that cut with this tool. We were vertical. We got our start. Once we got a read on it, which was a little, here, let's do it again. Got a little read. Whoop, 2 hands. Got a little read, right? That's the read we got. That's where we're going to start. And then we opened it up a little bit by cranking it back a little. Not a lot, because I didn't want a big, big bite. I want a little bit. I'm going to do this again. There's my reed. Go in there and look. Go out and get my reed. Now, what happens if I don't get that reed and I don't play that and I go in with this? Well, I'll move wood. Not a doubt in my mind I won't move wood, but I want to tear it. I don't have any tears in that. I'm about to go around the point and put a point on it. No tears, no rip outs. That is where we're going. I'm going to true up this outside a little bit. That's my roughing gouge. Roughing gouge. Bad name, bad name. Okay. I'm going to go back and work on that point. I'm further away from the wood than I should be in order to have the stick move around so you can see it work. Okay? Otherwise, I'd be right up on it. I'm going to go vertical again. You see it? It's just about plumb. Now watch this cut. I'm going to go in here again. I'm going to go down. And come up. That's going to give me that point I want to spin on. There are other options on this, and I'll hope to get into them one day and show you. I got to go find them first. Put a hole there and put a ball bearing in it. Oh boy, you talk about fun then. It'll spin forever in 2 days. Now, essentially, we have this part done. Let me move the camera and we'll talk a little more. This is the bottom of your finger top. I don't have any tears or rips in it. Look, there's a little one right there. Isn't that something? I thought I got rid of those, but there it is. There's a tear in it. Might be in the wood now. It might not be a real turning feature, but it's in there. Feature. That'd be a nice way to call it, huh? But now this is done. I'm going to work above it, but I can do things now. I can crank this up, shields up. It's just my parting tool rubbing in a few lines. That's all it is. It adds a little accent. Now, we want to go nuts though. We get the ink markers out and we'll color this thing. And we'll put a couple of different bands on it. But that's the part that's down that you can't see. I'm going to sand it up a little bit here. Okay, now. That's nowhere near finished, but that's got a great finish on it. I can put CA on it to work it. I'm going to step back on this side now and start creating the second part of this feature. Now, this is all winging, okay? Because there's no set specifications for making this, which is beautiful. Because if you ask me how big was that and how long is that and this, I can't tell you. Really can't. I got a different rule than you have. Yeah, I got one of those Louisiana ones. I'm going to go back to my fingernail gouge. Now, I'd like to show you that I'm plumb again, but I am. I'm going to be plumb, and I'm going to take some very light slices. I put a little dish on it. That set that edge right there. That's done. I want my handle to be... Get out my ready ditty. Want my handle to be about that long. That's good length, yeah. Big fat fingers. All right, now I'm going to take all this out to another point that's going to come over here. Got it? You got it. All right. Shields up. Okay, I hear you. You're not turning with this. You're turning with... Let me get them out. This is an 11.5 millimeter round cutter sitting on a 3/8 inch bar with a 632 going through the middle of it. There's no magic to this. This was done on my drill press. I bored a hole about that size, and then I went right down the middle of it and put a hole for the 632 screw, mounted it on there. There's no magic to this. No magic. Now, here's the magic. Watch this. If I went in and plowed straight in, that's a torn up cut. But now let's go in. Boy, I got to back up on this. Let me back up. I hear from people every day for the last 6 months about negative rake scrapers. Hell, I was born in the day before they had negative rake scrapers. Everybody had to go sharpen a scraper to a negative rake. I went to a club meeting one day and there was a guy there grinding away on everybody's tools putting his negative rake on it. Then I thought, I don't ever use my scraper like that. Negative rake means you're holding it flat on it, you know, and you're pushing it in, you're sliding along and all this stuff. I don't do that. I didn't learn that. I learned from a master that went in and kicked it up on the shoulder and did some slicing cuts. A bias cut, a slicing cut, slicing wood. Wood slicing. You heard that before, wood slicing? That's what we're going to do right here. turn the speed up on the lathe a little bit. So I'm probably, let me check. I'm gonna, you know what? I never am sure about this. I'm on a center shiv. So I'm going to the center here where I'm reading about 1100 RPMs on the center bore. Now this is a 20-year-old one-way with the rebuilt converter and all that. Don't know if that's where I'm at, but I'm going to be there, all right? Now I'm going to run up to that, and we're going to put a little power on it. Shields up. Now, you go straight. Remove a lot of material. Let's roll her off on the side. You tell me where the negative rake is coming in at. You see what's coming off? The little curly cues are coming off. I'm getting really fair, clean cut. Now over here, that's nothing. All that's going to go away. It's just practice. In a little bit, I'm going to be able to use this to establish another point. But I'm not tearing my wood up, and I'm being more gentle with it. Let's be gentle, boys. Let's be gentle. It is not flat. It is on a slight bias or a slight angle. That was with the carbide round cutter. Let's go back to what I was using before. Vertical. Vertical. Perfect slices. Back over here. Starting off vertical every time. Fairly hard piece of wood and getting a little bounce. What can I do? Number one, let's touch up the edge a little bit. And number two, let's change the speed a little bit and change the harmonics. I forgot to press the on and off button, all right? All right. Once again, I turned off the camera, pardon me. That was using the tool to make slicing cuts. No tears. Slicing cuts. Very critical, not on fingertips, on everything that you learn how to do a slicing cut. I didn't run any finish on it. I've got the little lines on it. Little spindles here, little spindles there. I can finish this with CA or sealer or whatever. I'm going to clean out the little grooves, make it look nicer. The best part about this, it's when you get to spinning these things and have a little fun with them, you can do anything you want with them. You're not limited. You can add color, you can add marks and embellishment into it. Wagner makes a couple of embellishing tools. I think I've got some copies of them that I made. That would work good if you did the embellishing while it was still, before you took the stub off. But see, it'll shine up really nice. Be a pretty little piece. Think about if you added color to that. I'm just doing CA on it real quick. I think I'll be happy with this. It's a simple little trick toy. Oh yeah, by the way, I was putting CA on, and I wasn't paying attention. I was more worried about showing you something. I didn't put anything on my finger, and so my paper towel stuck to it. It'll come off in about 5 minutes. Just don't lick it if you have grounds. Alright, I can buff this with my medium Scotch-Brite pad and put another coat on to clean it up. But what I ended up with, get in here and take a look at it. End up the piece with a very good sharp point. One day I'll turn one to show you how to put a ball bearing there. I got a little embellishment on it, simple little embellishment, did all this. None of this required special equipment. I could have done it just with the roughing gouge. I'm sorry, that's not true. I could have done it with just the fingernail gouge, or with the 3/8 inch round, or with my 3/8 inch bowl gouge, or. All I'm doing is learning how to slice the wood away and preserve what I leave behind. Don't tear it up. If you tear it up, you gotta fix it. If you don't tear it up, you don't gotta fix it. It should be on a banner someplace. Alright, fingertips. I'm Captain Eddie Castellan. Oh boy, I'm in the shop making shavings. There won't be an epilogue on this one. Oh, will there? Stick around, you find out. Okay, we have to do an epilogue because I said we would always do epilogues, and always is always. It's like free. Free's always free. I'm going to one-way 24-36 lathe. Monster. You don't need that. You can do this on a toy lathe from any of the discount stores. Be careful when you buy these things that things fit on it, because the head mandrel where the chuck goes on really cheap lathes are not done very nicely, so you're stuck with what they give you. Alright, then I went to my one-way stronghold chuck, which could be your Apprentice or your Barracuda if you're going for a discount version of it. They're still good chucks. And oh yeah, I cleaned up that chuck the other day, and you guys sent me nuts of letters about how to clean it up and ideas. Yeah, great. All of it involved chemicals that I'm not supposed to be exposed to right now. So I kind of pushed the luck on the outside and went just with mineral spirits. But thanks for the ideas. Now I know how to clean up another one. He's got one more coming. Held at my spigot jaws. These are a regular spigot jaw, #1 spigot jaw made by One Way without the ribbing, without the things. It takes a nice smooth bite, won't damage your work. I was on the other side. I had my revolving center, and I put the cone. See the one I'm spinning right here? This is the cone, and I put that up because if I make contact with that when I'm cutting, and it stops, it will stop because the way all the stuff works. I won't dull my tools. It's aluminum. I can reshape it. Did that. The wood was a piece of walnut that we had around the shop. We cut it with a 3/8 inch fingernail gouge sharpened to sliced wood by Mark Soleil. And we also put a 3/8 inch round on a 3/8 inch rod. I don't make round rods anymore. I only do square rods. It's a fabrication thing. Alright. And then we cut that. Used a little parting tool. This was just right off the shelf from D-Way Tools. A little parting tool to put the little embellishments in. But I could have used a chatter tool. Wagner makes one that has got some little teeth on it. It's a deburring type tool. They all do nice. And then when you put the color in, the color kind of pops on it a little bit. I'm going to get more into that. Don't have any colors around right now. All right. Kept the tip sharp by slicing the wood. Made it about the right weight so it will spin. And if I had made me a platter and put my piece of non-stick aluminum foil on the bottom of it, we'd be spinning it on a platter right now. Got it? Hope you get out there and start making shavings.